Hi, it's Matt Dolby. I'm back with my exercise diary. This is the second of them. I've just got back and finished doing a cool down from a run of between about an hour and 3/4 and 2 hours. So fairly average run for a weekend. It's actually Sunday. Now, hopefully this and future ones will be shorter than last week's, which did go on for quite a while. I've got two things really that I want to talk about this time, and one of those is shit, and the other is kit. So yeah, shit and kit. Shit is something that you'll probably be familiar with if you're a runner. Especially if you're tending to run in the mornings, what you'll find is that after a certain amount of time, running will loosen you up and you will need the toilet pretty urgently. You'll need to shit, and if your runs are long enough, you may find yourself really desperate at a point where you're going to need to find a friend's place to go to, or a supermarket with a toilet, or a friendly bush or somewhere where you're concealed and you know, where hopefully nobody's going to stumble across you or what you leave behind, or run the risk of shitting yourself. So this week, one day, Tuesday, I actually didn't run, although I did do some other exercise later in the evening when I got home. Simply because I felt like I needed to shit, but couldn't, and it got to about half 6, by which point it was really too late to be setting out running. Now, as it happened, although I felt like I needed to shit fairly urgently, I ended up not doing so until the evening, so I possibly would have been safe on that run, although that said, on Thursday I had to get home very, very quickly, otherwise there might have been an accident that was unpleasant for everyone. So I think this is something I'll talk about at more length on another occasion, but yeah, at the moment I'm at that point where I'm adjusting from having not been exercising for a long while, so not really needing to take a dump in the morning that urgently, to now running 3 mornings a week, and usually needing to get shed of that shit before I set out. I did this morning because I didn't set off until after 9. The other thing is kit. Now I think I said previously that I didn't want to talk about kit, and I don't really want to do that in the sense of talking about what you should buy, where you should buy it, how you should use it, because I don't want this to be a how-to guide, but I think it's worth talking about the fact that you don't need anything particularly complicated. The exercising that I do is on 3 days a week. It's bodyweight exercises. So it's as I mentioned last week, it's stretches to warm up, yoga to cool down at the end, and in between strength and cardio. And both of those are based on bodyweight kind of exercises. So it's press ups, it's crunches, it's different forms of running on the spot, it's leg lifts, planks, different forms of jumping, and things that would sometimes fall under the heading of plyometrics, squats, wall push-ups, wall sits, sort of twisting crunches, seated twists, all that kind of thing. And for all of, and obviously that's alternating with running. And for most of that, really all you need is a t-shirt or a couple of t-shirts that you're happy to get sweaty and to not sort of have in general use, and either a couple of pairs of shorts that give you freedom of movement, or some tracksuit bottoms again that give you freedom of movement. Now, if you don't have those lying around, you may need to invest in those. You can probably pick up some relatively cheaply. You don't need fancy kit, you don't need expensive kit. And a lot of people can't afford it, and it shouldn't be the case that you're prevented from exercising because you can't afford it. That would be that'd be really unfair. If you're running, you probably will need to invest in some shoes. There's no real way of getting around that expense. I would, save up money, look for offers. I would try, if possible, to buy them in person, to try them on, to go into the shop and try them on. Now, if you're like me, if you're sort of shy, have social anxieties, or if you have autism, which I did, then you may find that difficult. The problem with buying online is you can't try the shoes. For me, the length is fine. My feet should fit 10.5 in UK sizes, but I tend to buy from, certainly for running purposes, 11s. That's for two reasons. That's because they've got the right length, and it's because they have the right width, and the width is important for me because I don't want my little toe crushed up, and I don't want to be losing nails on my toes unnecessarily just because my shoes don't fit. So it's worth going in, trying on shoes, trying the treadmill. Gait analysis on the treadmill, probably not really worth your time, but it's worth trying the shoes on, see how they work, and if they're comfortable, and you're happy with that. So that's your big investment. I talked about looking around for apps and books and things that have exercises that suit you. I do have some other kit, but it's things that I've built up over the years. The one thing I have, which I wish I'd invested in sooner before anything else, is the exercise mat that I just got this week. Sometimes it's called most often it's called a yoga mat. Sometimes it'll be a gym mat, and it's a simple plastic mat. It's a little over 60 centimeters wide, so it's about 2 feet, and it's around 3 times, 2.5, 3 times as long. So it's quite almost kind of my length, and you can do a lot of work on the floor. So your crunches and any kind of sitting twists or crunches or leg lifts will work a lot better there. On a lot of surfaces, particularly on my rough carpet, you will find that trying to do those exercises without a mat, you're probably going to scrape up your basically your spine and kind of top of your butt area, which is not terribly enjoyable. The other stuff I have some dumbbells because I do some work with those. That's sort of exercises for the whole body, and also some abdominal exercises. with that, and because I've got those, I also have a bench. Now, bench isn't necessary. You can do a lot of exercises without that, and some of the exercises that require a bench you can improvise using other things. But the weights I have are probably a little heavy. Each dumbbell is 5 kilos. It's fine. It's fine for most things that I need them for. But honestly, 3 kilos would have been fine. And in the past, dumbbells that I've used, I've made use of sort of weights for kitchen scales. I've used bottles filled with sand or water. I've used pennies sort of wrapped up together. As long as you've got 2 weights that are equivalent, that's fine. You can make those. You can improvise those. So that's that doesn't need to be a big investment. Really, I'd say if you're running and if you're doing bodyweight exercise, really all you need is the t-shirts, shorts and tracksuit bottoms. If you're running, definitely running shoes. That's going to be your big item. That's going to be the thing that you need to save up for or get someone to buy you for Christmas. Secondary to that, I would recommend getting a yoga mat. Mine was around 12-13 quid. You can get them from between about 10 quid and 20 quid, or more expensive, obviously, if you want to lay out lots of unnecessary money. My weights, I think, were about 10 quid. But again, as I say, you can make things, you can improvise. You don't need a whole range of weights, I don't think, unless you're going to be doing weightlifting or bodybuilding or something that requires that. But for most purposes, no, just get some fairly standard 3 kilo weights or lighter. See what suits you. So yeah, and then later on you can get into things like benches. Mine was about 70 quid, so that's a big investment. That's almost as much as the shoes I currently have cost. So shoes I would say are a more important investment if you're going to be running. So it shouldn't be too much of an expensive business, but think about what exercise you want to do. Think about what works for you, what you already have. Spend your money wisely. Make sure that you're going to actually use any equipment that you buy, and also look at the costs of gyms. All my exercises are done at home. And the majority of them are, as I've said, body weight or running. So that actually works out cheaper for me than joining a gym, because the gym is going to be between 12 and 25 quid a month or more. And that's a lot. I don't want to be paying that much for something that I'm not going to be using a great deal. And I think people can find gyms intimidating, but it's what works for you. If you think that a gym is going to be better for you and that saves you investing in equipment like weights and benches and things, then fine, go for that. Or if there's a local fitness course that you can go to regularly enough that it's going to save you having to invest in stuff, fine. But yeah, I haven't weighed myself today, so I'm gonna finish this recording and go do that and then get on with my day. See you soon. Bye.